Hello everyone and welcome to my channel. My name is Ludwig Samuel and I'm joining Booktube. So a couple of years back, I think it was 2020, I created this channel and I uploaded 1 or 2 videos. But I feel like I wasn't ready then, and I feel like I am ready now. So I will give it another go and kick off this channel with a Booktube Newbie Tag that I found online. So the tag had like 10 questions, I think, but I selected a few of them that I found interesting and wanted to answer. And I have my cameraman here with me who will be asking the questions, and I will be responding. So yeah, this is my first video, and let's get into the tag.
Why did you start this channel?
So like many others, I have been watching YouTube for many years and found lots of booktubers that I enjoy watching, and I have wanted to join for a long time, but didn't really know if it was something I could do, if I was ready to be in front of the camera. So it delayed a bit, but like I said earlier, I think I am now, and I want to connect with other people who are as passionate about books as I am. And I started reading a lot like 6-7 years ago, after having a break during university for like 4 years. I have some friends who have gone through the same sort of scenario, that they read a lot of books growing up, but then when starting school and university, it's sort of the studies sort of take over much of your time. So as soon as I finished university, I started reading again, and I'm feeling super excited to share this hobby with more people. And also in real life, I started a book club over a year ago now with some of my close friends. And it's been running for a year and it goes super well, but I feel like I want more of bookish conversation and more content about books. So yeah, that's why I started this channel. And also I got some encouragement and support from my cameraman that sort of was the last push for me to get going. So yeah.
What are you most excited for about this new channel?
I think I touched on this in the previous question a bit, but I'm just super excited to connect with people all over the world that share my passion about books, and also to just have a new hobby. And now at the end of summer and going into fall, I think it's super exciting to have this hobby, and hopefully this is something for me, and this is something that I want to continue doing, and talk to people about my favorite hobby, which is reading books. So yeah, that's what I'm most excited for.
What kind of books do you like to read?
Oh, I like to read a variety of books. I would say that the majority, like at least over 50%, 60-70% is contemporary literary fiction. But I also always add a thriller in the mix in my monthly reading plan, and I try to add a classic, but that's not always happening, to be honest. But yeah, and I also try to read some horror novels, and I'm super open to lots of genres. So maybe I can branch out a bit and find some other types of books that I haven't read previously.
What questions would you ask your favorite booktubers?
I would ask my favorite YouTubers about where they get their inspiration from, honestly, because I think it's super impressive that some of my favorite YouTubers put out videos every week, and sometimes even multiple times a week. And it takes lots of dedication, and just setting this up now to create this channel and my first video, it was much harder than I expected, to be honest. So I would ask them about that, how they got going and where they sort of found their motivation and inspiration from. And I would also ask them if it's difficult to be unique and sort of not be too impacted about certain video ideas and certain popular books that show up on Booktube and other social media. Because I feel like sometimes if one book goes viral, it feels like everybody reads that book in the upcoming videos I find on YouTube. And yeah, I would want to hear about that, if it's something that they reflect upon or not, or if they just go with the flow and read what is out there and popular during that time.
What challenges do you think starting a Booktube channel will be the hardest to overcome?
Oh, yeah, for me the hardest thing would be relating to what I just mentioned, not be too impacted by what I see, because on the one hand I'm here to get inspiration, but on the other hand I also know what I tend to enjoy, and I don't want to read something just because I see that it's popular. And obviously if I see that a book is doing well on Booktube and BookTok, it's tempting to read that book as well, just to get maybe an extra view. But I would try not to do that, but while still keeping an open mind and try out some of the books that I find here on Booktube. So yeah, that will be a challenge. And then obviously just being consistent, I think, is one of the biggest challenges for a new booktuber or a YouTuber in general. And I still don't know if this is something that is for me, but right now I'm super excited and I will try my best.
Where do you read?
Where I read? Oh, I read in a lot of places, but mostly on the sofa or in my bed, because that's what I find most comfortable, and I tend to read most of my pages there. But I also bring my book everywhere, so I have it in my bag and I pick it up if I'm in a cafe or if I'm at a bar waiting for a friend to grab a drink. I love to have my book there and sort of have my moment there, my solo moment, reading my book with a glass of wine. And I aim to read while commuting, while being on a train or a bus, but I tend to just use my phone there. So yeah, those are the places I usually read. Oh, and also I love to go to libraries as well, and hopefully I can take you guys to one of my favorite libraries here in Stockholm, Sweden, where I'm located, because it's super beautiful and a very nice spot to read at that library. So yeah.
What are some fun and unique things you can bring to Booktube?
That's a difficult one, but I wanted to try and answer it. I will just bring my personality and hopefully become friends with some people here on Booktube, and we can connect and discuss our reading experiences. And I am placed in Stockholm, Sweden, so I can also bring you along to some of my favorite book-related spots here in the city. So maybe some libraries and some cafes, and also I'm the one to come to if you want recommendations of Swedish authors, or Norwegian or Danish or some Finnish authors as well, because I do tend to read a lot from the Nordic countries, some authors from here. And yeah, that's the most unique thing I could bring to YouTube and Booktube, I'd say. And yeah, was that the end of the questions, cameraman?
Sure.
He nods, so okay. So that's it for this video, my first one to Booktube. And like I mentioned previously, it was much more difficult than I thought, but I made it through with the help from my cameraman, and now I'm just excited to be here. And please leave a comment what you're reading right now, and hopefully we can start a conversation from there. And in the upcoming videos I will be sharing some of my reading plans, and also try maybe some other tags like this if I can find any. And please give me a recommendation if you know a video that is fun or an idea that I could do. Until next time, have a good one. Bye. Okej, förlåt. Vänta. Jag ska svara nu. Sorry, someone is walking by. I'm feeling awkward.